Hi, this is Xochitl Carillas with Never Settle. I am in the mental health profession and I mainly work with adolescents. I am not an expert, but I do have some experience with them. And today's talk is about the trend that I see or the symptoms that I see on adolescents a lot recently in the last year or so is this lack of motivation. Now, today I'm going to talk to you about some of the normal behaviors for adolescents because of their age and some of the things that I'm seeing that are red flags or it's different in the last year or so. So normal behavior for adolescents, you will call it being tired, wanting to stay up all night, and being tired in the morning because they've been up all night. And so another normal behavior is having a little bit of an attitude, experiencing with new outfits, with new clothing, with new music, with new friends, and things like that. So those are like kind of normal behavior. Some of them we like it, some of them we may not. May remind you that I have 2 teenage daughters at this moment. So those are some kind of the normal behaviors in teenagers, and although they may be frustrating, that's part of their growth and experimenting with their age, with being more independent, with finding more of a voice. So they give you attitude about what their opinion is, and sometimes we do know better, but we want to listen to them. So some of the issues that I have, or the concerns that I have from the past year or so, is this lack of motivation to be involved with other activities, to be involved even with friends or socializing, lack of motivation for school and being responsible. And so that's what kind of I want to focus on. Now, let me remind you that I'm not an expert. I have some experience with this and I do not have all the answers, but just to kind of be aware and open the thought of communication, or the trend of communication about those aspects. So this lack of motivation to do things, I mean, there's so many things happening in the last year or so. I mean, with the pandemic and things like that, a lot of things change. I see students or kids with a lot more depression, with a lot more anxiety. They're more aware of mental health issues, so they're willing to talk more about it. So, and like I said, this lack of motivation, they don't want to do anything. And so I do blame the pandemic for some of it. And as cliche as it may sound, I do think that social media has a lot of influence with that. And not because of the disconnection that there is. I mean, obviously there is a disconnection with socializing and parents and things like that. They want to hide in their rooms and they don't want to, be with other people and things like that. But also what they're looking at is social media. Remember that the more that we see something, the more that we hear about something, the more that we believe it. And so they're looking at this young people that are being extremely successful on social media, whether through TikTok or YouTube and things like that, and they start to question who they are and what they do with their lives, and they wish they had that life, without knowing that those kids also go through challenges in life and things like that. So I am familiar with some of those names with the social media celebrities, I guess, just because I do work a lot with teenagers, and so I think it's not necessarily that they're disconnected from the world, but they're connecting to a world that seems unreal to them. So their life itself may seem boring, and so that's what a little bit like it's a red flag. So that's what I work with a lot with my clients that I have here in my office, about finding things that challenges them, trying to find their own identity, trying to define who they are, explore their likes, their dislikes, their motivation, what is their vision in their life or in 10 years, things like that, without involving being a YouTuber or, and then they can do that too. I don't shut anybody down, but it is finding where their talents are and what is it that they seek. Because if that's what their goal is, to be a YouTuber or to be TikTok famous or anything like that, they do have to put the work in. And I talk to my clients about, this kid, what's her name? Charlie D'Amelio, and how she started dancing when she was like, 2 years old, and she spent her whole life dancing, and I imagine it's a lot of work for her to do what she does at this moment. And so talking to them and bringing that conversation up to them to see what it is that they like and dislike, because doing nothing and just watching somebody else's life does not mean that that they get to lead theirs. So that's kind of my focus. And so if you have any comments, any questions, please post them in here. and I'll be more than willing to kind of bounce ideas with you as a parent, as the other mental health professional. So even if you're an adolescent and you're watching this video, please let me know your thoughts and what is it that we can do as adults. Remember that we're not experts. We're not experts on raising adolescents, especially as parents, for sure. So sometimes we don't know what we're doing, and we do the best that we can with what we know and what we have. So let me know, and let me know if you enjoyed this video. Thank you.